Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What is going on, everybody? It's that time of the week. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast, the SHW Podcast. This is our wrestling. B-double Brandon Benefield, GB Gerard Bonner, and the always lovely Diana Michelle. And you guys, we made it to triple digits. It's our 100th episode. 100, baby.
I can't even believe that. I mean, when you told me that, I was like, no way. Really? Because it seems like we just started it, but we've come so far.
It's been a while.
Oh my gosh. The things that we've seen and talked about and been through.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to get emotional.
Well, it's the show where you can get emotional. It's totally okay.
I just not so early.
Oh,
you dial it back a little bit.
Oh Lord.
Well, just GB, talking about things we've been through, GB, that kind of is a good point to talk about like how we even started this thing. Like take us back.
Yeah, so it's funny. They say necessity is the mother of invention. And so if you go back to March of 2020, we were coming off the heels of a pretty crazy show, and we were gearing up for our show in April when a little thing happened around the middle of March 2020 called the pandemic. Right. And it really changed every industry you can imagine, ours included. And so suddenly we did not know if we'd be able to even meet again or when we'd be able to meet again. And so this idea popped up. I believe it was Brandon's idea to be able to, initially the original idea of it was, let's just do something that has some content in it. Right. So the initial idea was, let's get about 10 of the wrestlers, do 5-minute interviews with them, and we'll make it all in one show. And I know I mentioned to him, we should probably stretch that out, right? Like we could at least make it 2 shows, maybe more than that.
Right.
And that ultimately became the podcast that you now know as SHW, This Is Our Wrestling. What we did not realize was that from the inception, this would be the lone piece of new content weekly for Southern Honor Wrestling from that March show through the August show where we would come back for the Rumble Jack 2020. So all of that time, we were the ones who thankfully were able to create content that you guys would be able to connect with. You'd be able to see how your favorite wrestlers were doing. And again, because of it, it was just something that was totally new. A lot of other things happened in the world, which we then had the opportunity to talk to them about.
Right.
And really, this became something that became part of the fabric of SHW, just another extension of who we are as a company. But yeah, necessity being the mother of invention brought us the SHW Podcast.
So as I'm looking back here, the very first episode actually aired on May 7th. Okay, so that means that we all sat around from the March show, which whatever the date of that March show was, right? And then I believe like March 13th, 2020 is when like the whole world just hit the brakes. Yeah, and so we sat there for March, and then all of April. Just wondering what's going on. Are we ever going to get back to SHW? Is the world ever going to get back to normal?
Remember, April, we were going to try to do the Empty Arena show.
That's right. We were this close.
So we were super close. Yeah. People had made donations. Like we were getting our schedules together. Yeah. And then again, everything, all of those types of gatherings were shut down. Hence us moving to the month of May to launch the podcast.
That's right. And it was one of those things that was, like you said, man, just started as an idea and then just kind of like between you and me talking to Dylan a little bit about it. And then all of us kind of like, you know what, instead of doing one big hour-long thing with a bunch of little mini interviews, why not turn it into like episodes? And that just was such a great idea because like you said, man, it just evolved over time. And one of those things, it's funny because I went back this past week just to kind of watch that first episode. And so it's just GB and I at the time. Our setups are completely different, where it's a very minimal setup on both sides. Yes. And we, I think I even said several times throughout that episode, this is just going to be one of those limited series podcasts. Right. Because at the time we thought, this will last a few weeks. We'll be back to normal in a month tops.
Right.
Yeah. Right. yeah, that limited series podcast ended up going we're well over 2 years now, and we just hit triple digits with 100 episodes. And that's the thing, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy. You know, we started doing it well over 100 weeks ago, but you know, we have real life things pop up. We take vacations, we have
holidays,
holidays and stuff. So there's been a few weeks off, but 100 episodes is still quite the milestone. And before we get too far into this, I've been told by our producers that apparently we have some of our past guests that want to drop in and deliver us some messages here for our 100 episodes. So let's take a look.
What's up, guys? Danny Jordan here. I just wanted to be the first to say congratulations on 10 episodes of the SHW podcast. You said what? 100 episodes. And people still listen to it? Okay, well, excuse me. Congratulations on 100 episodes of the SHW podcast. In all seriousness, very proud of you guys. All three of you. Even Brandon, sometimes. He's just okay, but like, super proud. You guys are very entertaining. I wish you 100 more episodes and all the love in the world from me.
Alrighty, so we have a huge congratulations in order for SHW Podcast. You guys are celebrating your 100th episode, and I love that. I had a lot of fun when I was on the podcast a few times myself. So I'm just looking forward to you guys celebrating even another 100 coming down the line. You guys make SHW look great. You make it look more professional than it already is, and you make us seem like bigger stars than we already are. So we appreciate that. Please, please, please keep it pushing. We're here for you. We're supporting you. Here's to another 100.
What's up, guys? To the voices of the SHW Podcast, episode 100. As a guy that runs a podcast himself, the People's Captain Gunnar Miller, I understand how hard that is. Stay consistent, be persistent, and get after it every day and put in the work. But obviously you guys know how to do that. Congratulations on 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more.
What's up, guys? It's Corey from Wrestling Snapshots. I just wanted to say congratulations on your 100th episode. Keep it going, baby.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, one half of the All-Star Special, the Incredible Hulk, Will Huckabee. And I just want to take this time to say congratulations on a successful 100 episodes to the SHW Podcast. GB, Brandon, and of course the lovely Diana Michelle, congratulations on the first 100 episodes, and here's to another successful 100 episodes. And hopefully you'll ask me to come back and be on the show. Anyway, keep doing it like we do, and that's served to them, scattered, smothered, and covered.
SHW, this is our wrestling, episode 100. Congratulations. As you know, I'm Hold My Beer Hansen, and I would honestly like to say thank you for allowing me to hijack your podcast in probably one of the best lead-ups to the Rumble Jack ever. And the best Rumble Jack mate I had, where Hold My Beer Hansen debuted at Southern Honor 3 years ago. And honestly, thank you guys. I'm so proud of y'all for sticking to it. It takes a lot of effort to go 100 episodes. So have fun, keep at it, and here's to 100 more.
Well, how about that?
Wow.
That's
we've got friends, huh?
Who knew? And even the real mean girl herself.
Even the real mean girl.
And you heard Hansen there. Hansen, of course, talking about hacking his way onto the podcast. That was within the first year, and that was just prior to our comeback show, which was Rumblejack 2020, GB.
That was before I joined.
That's right.
That's
the
right.
Podcast, so I didn't get to experience that, but
in fact, I think just prior to that, Diana, you came on just as a guest, right? And we kind of did a preview of the Rumblejack. Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago this week, as my Facebook memories told me. Right. And what's really funny about that is I was very vocal on that particular show about not wanting Hansen to show up at the Rumblejack. I was very vocal.
You were very vocal when he did show up.
Well, I was, and part of the reason for it is I just feel like there's a way to do things, but
the Hanson way.
He took things into his own hands, and obviously 2 years later, he's a tag team champion, one of the most popular folks in all of SHW, and rightfully so. I mean, he has really become a thing, but I think that just goes to show how valuable the podcast is that the podcast was used in his campaign to help him get into SHW. How crazy is that? That's something that doesn't happen every day.
He's a promoting fool. That is no doubt. He's got ideas rolling out of his head constantly. I have spoken to this guy. Mm-hmm. I know what he thinks. It amazes me. But to hack a podcast,
that's pretty genius. That's pretty
to be able to pull that off. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't know he had it in him.
I didn't either.
I don't know how
underestimate him.
Oh yeah.
I still don't know. 2 years later, I still don't know how he did it. By the way,
he won't tell us.
You must be something in the natty light.
You heard him there say 3 years ago, and I'll chalk it up to he gets hit in the head a lot. He meant 2. But that's okay.
Again, there must be something in the neck.
Exactly.
He's called Hold My Beer
across the board.
Yeah, he's called Hold My Beer Hanson. So I get it. It's all good. But man, what a treat there to hear from some of our past guests. And I've been told that there are more. So throughout the episode here, we'll hear some more. But man, that's wild.
That's wild.
That's pretty cool. So
I love it.
I know, right? That's the thing. Like, sometimes we just get, we sit here, and I've been working in radio since like 2007. Okay. Mm-hmm. And GB, I know you can relate as well, working in the radio biz, but like a lot of times you don't think about the reach you have. Like I'm sitting here in my little tiny studio here, just talking to you guys on the computer, but I don't know, how far out it's going to reach. And it's been like that in the radio business ever since I've been in it. That they always say radio people are a little, we're cut out of a certain cloth because we got to be able to just sit in a room and kind of talk to ourselves for a while, and you don't realize just how many people actually listen or people you reach, so it's kind of wild to think about.
Right. And what's so different
and again,
about
go ahead.
No, please go.
Once you post it and it's shared, I mean, it's out there and you don't know which direction. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is where this element is different than what we now know as radio is with radio, you kind of have to catch it in the moment, but we're creating this evergreen material that can be listened to or viewed at any given point in time. So it really does heighten the fact that we don't know the reach and range that we have. So it is pretty wild, to say the least. And what it did also, which I hadn't thought about, it really got the SHW faithful to connect with us, because when they're at the shows, they don't get to hear our commentary. They get to see you, Diana. But even then, they don't really get to talk to you as much or hear from you.
Right.
So they got to hear from us now on a regular basis. So shout out to all of you in the SHW faithful who have been rocking with us either from day one or you're brand new. We really, really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Absolutely. And it's been so much fun over the years. It has been years. It's been 2 years at least, over 2 years. It's crazy to say that though. Over the years. The years of the podcast. But it's been crazy. I'm trying to remember back, Diana, we talked about this a little off air before, but do you remember what year you actually came on as a full-time co-host? Because you came on as a guest a couple times prior. And then eventually I was like, why don't you just come on every week?
Yeah.
Because we were always talking every week, the three of us, we had our group chat. So it was like, why? This just makes sense.
I don't know if it was the beginning part of 21.
That sounds right.
That sounds right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I know I was in I just moved out of my country house. I was in my little tiny house, hating it. And I was doing it from the porch.
Yeah.
Because I had a unit, the air unit on the wall that was so loud. So I had to go out and do it on the porch. And
was that the time you dropped the computer off the porch or something?
I kicked my whole tripod off the porch.
I remember that.
Right in the
we were
middle
so
of the
scared.
Danny. It was with Danny, and I was like,
"That's right."
Oh my God! That was the funniest. Oh my!
I thought somebody was attacking you or something. We didn't know what happened.
So scared.
Well, because you don't know. All you see is me, and then you see the sky because you're laying flat on. I should have. I should have played that back so many different ways. I picked you up and be like, hey, y'all, are you guys okay? You know, made it look like y'all made
it. Make it dramatic.
Right. But I was traumatized myself that I had done that.
Well,
you know, you learn, you live and learn. Don't sit on a stool and kick your tripod while you're on air. So
hey, you know what? You learn along the way, like you said. But the thing is, like, it's so cool once you finally joined us, you know. And prior to that, just the idea of having guests on all the time was just such a cool thing. Because like you said, GB, during the pandemic, we weren't having any shows. And the whole idea was, well, let's touch base with some of the wrestlers from the roster for the fans to kind of just check in with everybody and see how they're doing. And it's just so cool to see how that evolved and became what you see now. As
I think it also helped the boys stay connected to us, to the show. And because once we came back for that Rumblejack, it was like, you know, with the Rumblejack, you have all these people there.
Right.
And it was like a freaking reunion of Georgia wrestling in one show. So it was just like, oh, everybody's masked up and everything, but it was just like, I've missed you. Oh my God, it was so good. So good.
Speaking of Georgia wrestling, if my memory serves me correctly, I definitely think it was top of 2021 when you joined. And I think it was the show when we actually announced the winners of the Georgia Wrestling History Award.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's when it was, because
that sounds right.
I remember us celebrating on here multiple times. You know, so we did that in 2022. We did that in 2021. So that's kind of a cool space.
January, right?
Yeah, it was January 2021.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Crazy.
Sometimes
I love that. I love that we do this every week and that we can we talk every day, of course, but doing this we get to see each other.
Right.
If not in person, we get to see each other and actually, you know, interact. And y'all know I'm goofy and just like to be silly, and I love that we can play off of each other and just let everybody see how V3 actually, you know, connects, and we are a unit, and I love that.
Yeah, we are.
Absolutely.
We're definitely a unit. And it's interesting because, again, we talked about how the podcast evolved, and it started early because obviously, you know, we go back to May of 2020, you know, we were very interested in how the wrestlers were feeling because they too were dealing with the podcast. And we ended up being surprised by some of their answers. Some of them were very, very open and honest with us, telling us that, you know, David, for instance, David Ali, wasn't even sure if he was going to continue wrestling because of how the the pandemic, had impacted him and things of that nature. And this was obviously before he ultimately became the savior and became the SHW champion and went on that lengthy run. You know, we had some really powerful conversations with like Ashton and Danny, as they were very open about the things that they dealt with during the pandemic. And then also during that period, we ran across some major social issues that were going on, whether it was Black Lives Matter or the speaking out movement. Like, there were a lot of major things that were hitting the world and the wrestling community that we were able to bring you guys in on, in terms of where your favorite wrestlers sat on all of these issues. And it was really powerful content, allowing you and us to get to know them a lot better.
Yeah. And you mentioned David there, and I'm being told that David also sent in a message. And so we're going to check that out along with some others here. So take a look at our savior.
V3, it's your savior, David Ali, and I'm here in the middle of my workout stopping to wish you guys a happy 100th episode. Because of you guys, you have elevated Southern Honor and helped separate it from all the other indies out there in the Southeast. I appreciate everything you do, and I hope the other guys in the locker room do as well. Because content is something that's desperately needed, and you guys are out there giving it to us on your own free time. Happy 100th episode. Keep going. I'll see you guys soon.
SHW Podcast. Just wanted to take a second to say congratulations. 100 episodes. That's awesome. There's no better ambassadors for the brand of Southern Honor Wrestling than the three of you guys. I just want to say thank you for letting me share my story when I was on your podcast, and thank you for sharing how awesome SHW is to the rest of the world. So congratulations on 100 episodes. Hope you get 100 more, 1,000 more. You guys deserve all this success you get. So congratulations. See you soon.
Hey guys. guys, it's Shine the Sun Girl from Immortal Tattoos, and me and my dad Mike just wanted to say congratulations on 100 episodes. He's very disappointed he couldn't be here right now, but he's off doing some awesome tattoos. We can't wait to see you guys at Southern Runner next month and many more months to come. We're so proud of you.
Yo, what is going on? It is the Kill Billy Nathan Mowry.
And it's Susie Quinn. Hi, SHW Podcast.
And we're congratulating you on the 100th episode of the SHW Pod, and we're going to dedicate a little game of rock, paper, scissors to y'all. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang, I lost. Congratulations.
Hey, it's your favorite girl, Rekka Tahaka here. I just wanted to come on here and take the time to say congratulations on your 100th episode. I mean, you guys are already killing it. You know, it's only up from here, and I just want to say I love and miss each and every one of you guys, and I hope to see you guys soon.
I got 99 problems, but the 100th episode of SHW's podcast is now one of them. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to JB. I want to congratulate Brandon, and I want to congratulate Diana on 100 episodes. That's a crazy, magnificent feat, and I'm proud of you guys. Thank you guys so much for always having me on there. You guys have been exceptional hosts, great hosts. I've loved coming on there, kicking it with y'all, cracking it up, and talking about the real cold hard facts about SHW. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say congratulations. From the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you good luck on your 100th episode, but most importantly, I want to give cheers. I want to give cheers to the next 100 episodes. So I love you guys. I thank you guys. Keep speaking the real. Keep laying down the facts. But most importantly, keep up the good work. Love.
Well, how about that? Another great group of folks there that have been past guests here on This Is Our Wrestling, the SHW podcast. Cheyenne the Sign Girl, how adorable, by the way. Like,
she's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
She's awesome.
She cracks me up. And Nathan, what are you thinking, man? Sticking your hand in
Would
the
you
mouth.
expect anything less from Nathan? From the Killbilly?
He's
really?
the Killbilly. I'm not
surprised
shy.
he didn't break a plate of glass over his head.
Susie.
Not that I'm giving you ideas.
We got to see
Nate, but-
Susie, though. We don't get to see Susie very much.
We haven't seen Susie in a while.
Susie so much.
Oh,
I love your
that
new
was great.
hair.
Right?
It's awesome.
And of
But
course,
can we
GB.
shout out the Queen?
I was
Hello?
gonna say
Okay,
GB.
Rebecca.
Queen
When
of
did she go?
SHW, which I have to
Wait,
say. Oh,
GB, what is she?
she is the queen, not
No,
the
what-
queen
what-
to be.
no.
She's the queen of
no,
SHW.
man. I'm trying
How
to
do
get
you
GB
say
to
it?
Yeah, what is
How
it?
do you really say it?
No, she's the queen. Did I mess that up? You mean
Yeah.
she's your queen to be. Yeah, she's our queen.
Yes.
It's the anniversary show. It's the anniversary show. She is our
It's
queen.
been like a year and a half we've been trying to get him to do that on the show.
That's perfect. I love it.
She's the queen.
That's gonna be
and,
my ringtone. I'm gonna go back and record that.
Oh,
that is
great.
hilarious. But
That
shout
is
out
great.
to her. She is conquering new territories. I hear that this fall you'll be able to see her on CBS.
Oh,
that's the word on the street.
Yeah, that is the word on the street. So our queen is taking new territories, taking us to mainstream spaces. And so I love that. Shout out to the queen who showed up for us. And she was a great guest when we had her on. What an emotional show that
great.
was.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I remember crying with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold my junk together, but yeah, she had me down.
Yeah, she's
Not down, but she had. Yeah, I was. Love
Man,
her.
I tell you what, man, it's just so cool to get these messages from folks. So we've
It
heard from
is.
Danny, we heard from Mac, we heard from Gunner,
It's amazing. Wow.
Corey, the great Corey Tatum,
Love
wrestling
great
snapshots, and then of course Huck and Hanson, All-Star Special,
Mhm.
and I mean David. David, man. Here's the thing: we always went back and forth with David about he's the savior, he's such a bad guy, he's so mean, and all this, and then. Then he goes and leaves, and we have such an emotional goodbye, and then
Ugh.
then he sends us this great video, and it's just like, man, it gets me right in the feels.
I remember
But,
that. Keep going. Keep talking.
Kyle Matthews, great to hear from him.
Yeah.
By the way, can't wait to see what's to come with something's going to be going down with him and Chip Day coming up in the near future.
It's a matter of
You know it.
time.
But
You
and of
know
course,
it.
Just a matter
Cheyenne,
of
Nathan,
time,
Susie. You mentioned Rekka, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and Owen Knight,
Mm-hmm.
who I had to say holds the distinction for the guest, the record with the most guest appearances with four appearances. And
That's amazing.
we've had a lot of 2s and 3s, I think, in there scattered throughout, but 4 for Owen Knight, the working team captain. How about that?
Always spitting out those little phrases, you know.
Yes.
Just full of them. He's such a joy. I love him.
Very entertaining.
Very.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, it's been one of the great joys watching him ascend to becoming SHW champion and the great
one of the
reign.
best.
Absolutely. One of the best champions we've ever had. And watching him on that journey and helping to be a part of that was just awesome. Again, another cool thing that happens here on the podcast, we get to be connected to these folks and watch as they rise and go to some really cool places.
And that's what's so cool about this. So all of this lives on, like you said, GB, with podcast compared to radio. Like this lives on. So you can go on our YouTube channel or on Facebook and find every single episode. So just like you can go on IWTV and watch every show from SHW, you can also go, and it's kind of like having the WWE network, okay? And you can go watch the pay-per-views, but you can also watch all the kickoff shows, all the little shows they do behind the scenes where they cover the different things, right?
SHW network. What a night. Yeah.
How about
there
that?
You go. Anyways, we'll think about that. That might be onto something. But it's just something it's just an extra element that you can go back. If you're going to go back and watch SHW 22 or whatever, and then you can also go back and watch the episode.
Was our first show, wasn't it?
It may be. I don't.
22.
It's funny because I just randomly said that. So if that's correct, then that's a total.
I feel like that. Well, no. I'm gonna find that out.
I think. Well, anyways,
I'm gonna find that.
Yeah,
out.
we'll have.
And
to,
I
we'll
know
have
how
to
to find it out.
You were at 15. 15 was your first.
Yeah, I think 15 was the.
Yeah.
15.
But,
that was our Diana and ours.
Right, but I don't remember.
December of 2019 was number 15.
That was 15.
Right. So I'm just trying to think when our first podcast would have coincided with what show. I'm not sure.
Well, the problem is the first one was in May, so we didn't have a show. But
it was around 20, maybe.
It would have been the Rumblejack.
19 or 20.
It was actually 20. No. It was 19. 19 was our first show. Once the podcast
we had those
started.
6 months hiatus, so we didn't have a show. It was like I felt like a jinx or something. Just joined SHW, had 2 or 3 shows under my belt, and bam, gone.
Well, that's the funny part that happened. So Diana and I literally joined the exact same day at that December show where Corey Hollis became the new champion. And then what was weird was like right after that, all of a sudden, the 3 of us are being promoted as the voices of SHW. And I was just like, wait, hold on. This is super fast. I've not taken an official promo picture yet. Like, what is happening right now?
Luckily, I took some that night.
Right. And then by the time we get to January, we find out, oh gosh, we've got this deal that we just struck with IWTV. So that's crazy. So now we get to the February show. We're killing the March show. We're getting in this groove. Brandon probably forgot this. We were, prior to the pandemic, shooting a show called the SHW Experience. Remember that?
Yep.
We were doing that, which was kind of the precursor to the podcast and things of that nature. And then it all kind of stopped. And it was just like, holy cow, like what in the world? So the podcast actually served as a bit of a lifeline for us as well. Allowed us to keep talking, to keep telling these stories, to keep our chops going as well. So that by the time we got back in August, we were able to kind of just dust everything off and keep it moving like we never left. So this was actually very, very helpful to us as much as it was helpful to you guys as well.
Right. And that's kind of to my point. Like it's one of those things where you can go back and watch this and it helps kind of fill in the gaps in between the full month between shows, and because again, it's not a weekly series like Monday Night Raw or Dynamite or something like that. So
what's cool is we don't always just spend every week talking about the upcoming show or the show that just passed. Sometimes we just let you guys into our lives.
Yeah.
And you don't never know, what you might hear or what you might learn. Or my mom was even made an appearance on here before.
This is true.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. I do remember
busted
that.
Up in there talking about something. So you never. Oh, and you might hear my kid burp or sneeze, or
you just never know.
I kind of wait for it, and then I think you got him to stop doing it. But I was kind of always looking for it.
No, he's like, whatever. If it happens, it happens. But he might bump his table and yell "ow" or something. I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Listen, Owen, I get it, man. If it happens, it happens. That's that's just the way it is.
I just have my fingers crossed it's not gonna be crude,
Right.
Oh my goodness.
We even did talk about some of the shows that you don't expect. We actually did some shows on the road outside of our studio spaces, including an on-location show that we did right after AEW Revolution in 2021. That was fun, and that was kind of our first group road trip as well.
Man, that was so much.
That was awesome. And GB, it was so funny because we were doing that, and we were out on the this great pool deck of the hotel we were staying in, which is right over the that river there.
Yeah,
and it was great. You could see the stadium and Daly's place like in the background from where we were sitting, and we had the palm trees. And we were joking that we felt like it was back in the day when Regis and Kathy Lee would go on location to Disney World or something.
That's exactly how we felt.
Except it was kind of cold and windy, right?
Oh God, it was cold.
It was very windy.
Yeah, I had to go back the night before, so I missed out on that. It was cold because I looked a mess.
It was February, right? Because Revolution, so it was in February. And
it was March. It was March.
Oh, that's right. First week of March.
14,
First
7.
week of March. Yeah,
that's right. So it was still kind of
cold.
Yeah, cold, and we were windy. In Jacksonville, Florida, but it was definitely chilly and windy, and so we were definitely having a time trying to fight the wind there. But that was fun, man. That was a fun time. We should look into doing a little more on the road episodes.
That. We were planning on doing the car karaoke, so we have to do a trip together.
Yeah,
would be. You guys ain't ready.
That would be fun.
Y'all watch it. Y'all ain't ready for that.
Hey, I'm just saying, if Caprice Coleman and Ian Riccaboni are listening, we still owe them a carpool karaoke because they put out one. What was that, like a year ago, GB?
Yeah.
We had a kind of a back and forth, and it was like, hey, I think we need to do a response or something.
Be kind of crazy.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
We saw Caprice just a couple weeks ago.
Sure
GB
did.
and I did
Battle Slam. Sure did.
I brought it up to him. I was like, hey, we still owe you a carpool karaoke. That's coming. It's coming.
Tease me with a good time. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
I'm game. I am game. So yeah, we've had some of those. We also did one after Double or Nothing.
Yep.
And then there was a recent one that happened at AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
So yeah, just all kinds of. That's the cool thing. You just never ever know where these shows are going to emanate from. Shoot, one time we might actually all three of us be in the same studio.
I like it.
Let's do it.
I like it. So the other cool thing too to think about is we had already started doing the live pre-shows prior to ever doing the podcast.
Right.
And then it just got to the point where it made sense once we started doing the podcast, and once we came back in August of 2020 for the Rumble Jack. Well, the live pre-show was coinciding with the same time that the podcast would be airing.
Right.
So let's just make the podcast a live podcast, which coincided as the the live pre-show for whatever night, whatever the show was. And I love how that played out. And doing those live pre-shows is always so much fun as the crowd's filtering in, and as of late over the last few months, we've had DJ Tonic and DJ Turn Up, playing in the background.
What an addition. Oh my God. What an addition.
It's such a hype atmosphere. I absolutely love it. And the fact that we're there live, talk. And the thing is, we're live. Like there's no, there's no, if there is a mistake, you just roll with it. You just go.
Yeah.
I
just never know what's going to happen. And we've had several unpredictable moments happen as well. So yeah.
Things tend to come out of my mouth unpredictably. So welcome to Diana.
It happens. It happens.
It does. I mean, I do have, sometimes I have diarrhea, the mouth, constipation, the brain, and I don't think it through. But it's said, and once it's said, come for me. That's all I got. I mean, that's all I got. Yeah. It is what it is. Get to know me. You'll understand why. I mean.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, hey, we've got definitely more to talk about. But before we go too much further, I'm being told we have yet more messages.
You have more?
From some of our previous guests. So take a listen.
What's up, everybody? It's Bad News and Tattoos, Carly Bravo, and of course, I had to wish a happy 100 episodes to my favorite commentary team in the whole world, my day ones, GB, B-Double, and of course, the lovely Diana Michelle. Here's to 100 episodes. Here's to 100 more. Hundreds for my fam. Give me 100 episodes of Carly Bravo. Give me 100 more episodes. I love you guys. Congratulations.
SHW Podcast, Gerard, Brandon, and the lovely Miss Diana Michelle. Congratulations on reaching 100 episodes. Of course, you couldn't have a 100 episode without having me, your favorite guest of all time, Logan Chase, make an appearance. You know, I'm sitting over here relaxing on my retirement, but I had to drop in and I had to say hello. Congratulations. I miss you guys. I love you guys. You guys were always a pleasure to work with. Here's to 100 more. Bye.
SHW Podcast. 100 episodes. That is a milestone. That is an achievement in and of itself. And I know what you're thinking, especially you, B-Dub. This was wholly unexpected. Who would think that Contra member Joseph Blackcloud would grace us with a congratulatory message? I know it is unexpected, hence the reason I'm doing it. I have a penchant, so to speak, for doing what's unexpected. It's just an amazing feeling. It's invigorating. So this isn't for you. This is solely to stroke my own ego and to tantalize my own senses. Congratulations on 100 episodes. That's all I got. Bye now.
Howdy, it's your boy Jimmy Yang to the Southern Honor Wrestling Podcast. Congrats for your 100th episode. And yeehaw to another 100. And yeehaw to Diana.
Hey guys, Ashley Star here. And I just want to say congratulations to the Southern Honor Wrestling Podcast. 100 episodes. What a milestone. I can't believe I got to be a part of it. Like, twice. But congratulations and cheers to many, many more. Cheers to you, Brandon. Cheers to you, Gerard. And cheers to you, Diana. And to many more.
When we started Southern Honor Wrestling, we dubbed it This Is Our Wrestling because we wanted to be different than anyone else in the state at that time. And in 2020, we hit a roadblock in the pandemic. We didn't know if we were ever going to come back. But it was This Is Our Wrestling, the podcast, that kept us going, that gave us content, that gave us another avenue to stay alive at the time. And here we are 100 episodes later. And with that said, I want to send out a thank you to Diana and GB and Brandon. And Brandon's really an unsung hero of Southern Honor Wrestling and has been with us since day one. We appreciate you guys and congratulations.
You guys, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm loving these little video messages that these folks sent us. I mean, of course, our buddy Carly Brett. Now, here's the thing. Okay, yes, he has joined the dark side, but outside of the shows, he's Carly Bravo. And I got to tell you, GB, we go back to day one with Carly Bravo.
Literally day one.
And Diana, you know, all three of us have seen the progression over the last couple of years. I'm telling you, this guy, if you don't know his name, know it, learn to love it. You're going to know it soon enough.
Yeah.
But man, what a cool message from him.
Yeah.
And by the
I
way,
need him to drop some of them dollar bills on my head.
No kidding.
I'll take it.
Hey, I'll take them.
So by the way, blast from the past here. I did not know we were going to be getting something from Logan Chase.
How crazy is that?
What?
I missed him, man.
Out there
the best version of Logan. I mean, yeah, he did that whole not yet rated deal, and he was a sparkly jackets. But the best version of Logan was All-Star Special. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
I would kill to see him in those little jort tights again.
Oh goodness.
I love him.
The cutoff jorts.
He
I
danced
love
his
him.
life away. It was just something that I never thought we'd see, but we did.
Oh God, he is the best.
I gotta admit, I think he was right. He said it wouldn't be a celebration. It wouldn't be our 100th episode without an appearance from the best guest ever, being Logan Chase. So
I love him.
There you go.
Get it. He gave us a hard time when he was on here too.
He did.
He always did, but once he turned to the waffle way.
Waffle way. I like that.
He became lovable.
Yeah, well, waffles will do that. And
I mean,
you know, between the
you
waffles
spend
and
enough time at the Waffle House, and you're bound to be a nice person. Maybe.
I love
I guess is that how it works?
I'm sure that All-Star Special gave them some of their, traditional new liquids.
Well,
and
he did the
spirits
beer
and the like,
bath, he did the beer bath and all that. And he did almost like, what was it, a striptease last time he was there?
I
It
tried
was
not to
it
say
was
that.
all Logan, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was
wonderful.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
was.
But
It was pretty
I had no idea. Yeah, he's still keeping up with us, which is really, really cool because he's out there living that retired life now. So very
the
cool to
good
hear
life.
from him. Of course, I was a little shocked, and you even heard the Black Cloud say it, that I would be the one that was a little more shocked than anybody. But that was nice of him to offer his congratulations. I guess.
I didn't expect it, but he does hold the distinction of being our very first guest on the show.
That's
which
right.
Is, significant. That's very, very significant. And, his actions lately may be crazy, but I still call him the promo king. He is still that guy. I never, ever wanted to get in his way one way or the other. Certainly not now.
Good, bad, or ugly, never get in his way.
Never get in his way. But yeah, we definitely appreciate that shout out. It's funny because these times seem to bring out the kinder, gentler side of people, such was the case with Ashton Starr. Like, that's the nicest thing he said to me.
Right.
Like, wow, it's true. It's true. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
It does. He had so much love when he came back just a few months ago. People were loving on him, and it was so good to see him. I was squealing in the ring. Carly was like, "Who is it? He's not supposed to be here." And I'm just like, "He's here." It's just
what a moment that was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of moments, now 2 years ago at the Rumble Jack, we had one of the surprise entrants being Jimmy Wang Yang, which blew the roof off the place. And of course, he was back. Him and Jazzy both were back at this past Rumble Jack a couple of weeks ago. And he sent us in a little message, and yeehaw Diana, apparently.
Jimmy Wang Yang, hashtag the Tindler Swindler. Yes. Coming after you, Diana.
I need a horse.
What you gonna do, Diana?
Right off into
what
the
you gonna
sunset
do
alone.
When Jimmy Wang Yang ropes in you?
Yeehaw.
I'm not gonna save a horse, that's for sure. I'm just gonna keep my horse.
Keep your horse.
Keep my horse.
Keep your horse.
God bless Jimmy Wang Yang. God bless him. All them sweet dance moves he has.
He was a great guest on the show.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Certainly was. And he was one of the first to crash our live show. Shocked us all during that anniversary show.
That's right.
Last year. So that was pretty wild. Didn't expect that at all. So yeah, just crazy.
Every time
stuff.
he shows up, I don't expect it. So I'm always looking out.
True.
You never know.
And that's the thing. I don't think, a lot of the fans may not realize it, but yeah, he's like at that show, he was just backstage. They were just hanging out.
Right.
Right. And it's so cool to, and to think about this, and let's actually take a second to think about some of these guys, some of these veterans of the ring, like a Sin Bodhi who came on the show and did one of our shows, the Pope, who was a guest on our show and was backstage at SHW. It's cool for these veterans to come hang out backstage. And, for these, the current roster to be able to soak up some of that knowledge, kind of pick the brain of some of these veterans that are there hanging out. So that's always pretty awesome, I thought.
That's what really I love about the Rumble Jacks, because you see people that you may not ever expect, like Stevie Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Ernest.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, now that dude could move.
Yes.
He always could, but I mean, that was awesome to see firsthand. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, James Brown? What? But that was, I mean, it's just, I'm just going to throw it out there. Y'all come out to a show. If you haven't been already, wondering what's going on, who we are, what we're talking about, you're never going to know it until you come out and see it, because it's awesome live.
Yeah.
It is.
It is absolutely special. It's special. So special. I love that. What are some of your favorite moments from the show, guys?
Oh my God.
Ooh. And you mean from this show?
From this show.
Yeah. This podcast.
Yes. This podcast.
My
We've done 100 of them.
I know. I was like, there's so much to choose from. How do I
should have thought about that before we did this.
I know. I should have done some homework.
God, there's so many.
I do think
there's always a favorite that we get to do this.
Yeah.
That's always a big thing for me. I look forward to it every week, and
I agree.
And who's going to be our guest, and what we're going to talk about, what they might say that's going to make my jaw hit the floor. Who knows? You know, I mean, there's been quite a few times that's happened, but I don't know. Every moment is a favorite moment, I guess, because I get to hang out with my friends, my buddies, my brothers.
Oh.
Don't make me cry.
Well, see, that's the thing. You kind of along those same lines. Like I was thinking back, I was like, when Diana officially became the third co-host, I think was a big moment, which I look back on, which is really cool. Because, like you said, I think it was right around that time when we were all getting those awards, and it was like,
we don't.
Well, look at that,
man.
Wait.
Oh, there you go.
Right there. Right
Mine
there.
are still at my office. My boss kind of wanted me to display them at the law firm, so
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Show them off. But now, GB, do you have a specific one?
I've been thinking about them. Again, I love the fact that we get to do this, which again is such a privilege. You know, we've really developed some strong bonds over these last couple of years, and we've seen a lot of really fun moments, crazy moments. It's weird. I loved the on location shoots because they were so unexpected. And it was just kind of like, well, what's going to happen? What are we going to do? Like, how are we going to pull this off? Like that stuff.
How many times we're going to have to record this?
Right. Which that's so there's that. I really, it's so fun. I mean, like all of the guests that we've had, and we've had some incredible guests. You know, some of the shows, the subject matter that we've been able to talk about, I really love that because we haven't shied away from either tough issues or issues that were really personal to some people. I mean, some of our guests really opened up to us about things that they were dealing with, whether it was depression or, you know, just uncertainty about the business, et cetera, et cetera. Like it was real. It said a lot that they trusted us with that information because they didn't have to, you know, they didn't have to. So that was really cool. But I really think the genuine bond that we have been able to form from this is one of the biggest wins like ever, because, you know, they talk about in the wrestling business that you don't get to make friends, but our experience has been much, much different. You know, I don't ever have to worry about you guys, you know, turning on me or anything like that. Like we genuinely have each other's best interests. And so as we get to watch each other fly, you know, we get to support all of those things. And so it's a special bond that we have, and I'm super grateful for it.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. No, because I live like 2 hours from you guys, so
which is crazy.
I know.
It's crazy.
Get up here.
But I'm close to you guys, and I look forward to this, and I have friends here. I do. I have friends at home, but nobody gets me. When it comes to wrestling, nobody gets me. So I can't be like, call up my girl and be like, girl, did you see what happened on AEW? Because that was crazy. I can't do that because they don't watch. So to have you guys to bounce stuff off all day, every day is like, thank you, God, for bringing these guys to my life, because they are like, you know, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. A gift.
So cool.
I love you guys. And not just for that, but that is just one perk
That's so
I get
cool.
to do this with you guys, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we love you too for sure, and it's crazy. It's just to think back prior to SHW. It's crazy how all of this played out. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll stop and think about it and be like, huh, like 3 years ago I was doing something totally different.
Sure.
And now here we go every month, and of course with this podcast every week, but with the shows every month, it's just wild, man. It's been a wild journey, and it's crazy. And of course we're coming up on the 4th anniversary here in just a couple months, but
that's right. Very soon.
Yeah.
What am I gonna wear? Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure that part out now.
Already started thinking about it. But before we I do want to touch on, Dylan also sent us a message there, and I do want to touch on that here. But before I do it, bear with me, because I do just want to run down the list, and a big thank you to every guest that we've had.
Yes.
And some of them you've heard from here tonight. Others you didn't, but they were on a show here.
You're gonna spit out the whole list of people we've had?
Here we go. I'm gonna try.
Wow.
So bear with me.
Oh
here.
wow.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. Big shout out and a big thank you. Joe Black, Matt Lynch, Ashton Starr, Logan Creed, AC Mack, Owen Knight, Danny Jordan, Gary Lamb, David Ali, Corey Tatum, Kyle Matthews, Todd Fox, Will Huckabee, the lovely Diana, of course. Now she's a co-host. But Dylan Freimeyer, Logan Chase, the Pope,
right?
Brian Pillman Jr.
Right.
Ben Buchanan, Lindsay Snow, Jordan Kingsley. Let's see. Hang on. Austin Towers.
Right.
Zin Bodie. Chris Banks. Remember when it was Chris Banks?
Right.
Remember when it was Chris Banks's Chris Banks podcast?
Yes.
He took over.
He gave me so many insults, but I couldn't help but love him.
The
my
Chris
Jesus.
Banks show. I love it.
Nathan Bowery, Susie Quinn. We heard from them a little while ago. Zicky Dice, of course.
That one was outlandish.
Very.
As a matter of fact, it was.
All of the effects that he had, and he disappeared and reappeared. It was just great.
Ravenna Vane was a great guest.
Yeah.
Ravenna was here. Hang on, I'm getting through the list here, folks. Bear with me. But I'm telling you, I just want to make sure we touch on everybody because it's been so cool to have all these great guests. Rekha Tahaka, we heard from her a little while ago.
Get it right. The Queen.
What was it, GB?
She is the queen. No, you got to say she's the queen.
She's your queen.
Yes.
I had to pay it back. I mean, you did it for us earlier.
Yes. The queen.
Jimmy Wang Yang, who we heard from. Carly Bravo. Hanson, of course. Hold My Beer, Hanson.
Yeah.
We touch on the fact that he hacked
came in the front door
early on, and then eventually he did come back as once he was an established SHW roster member, he did come back as a official guest. But Gunnar Miller, of course, and man, just so many great guests over the last couple of years.
Wow.
Again, May of 2020 when we started this thing, and here we are, August of 2022, finally reaching that triple digit.
Cheyenne,
you're right. Cheyenne, sign girl.
That's right.
And oh gosh, don't let her come after me. I'm gonna end up on a sign now. Oh no.
See? It's all you, buddy.
Oh, see, that was the thing. I was like, I had good intentions of wanting to list every guest to be nice, but then at the same time, it's like if I forget one, boy.
And of course,
like
that would be the one.
You can't remember to thank everybody, even though it's in your heart. You want to remember everybody, but there's so much. It's 100 episodes, man. I mean, we didn't have a guest for every one, but that's a lot of people.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of wrestlers and business people. And man,
I know.
I think me and Susie was on together one time.
You were.
We
were doing a preview show.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
that
right.
Was so we were doing the pick'ems.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I touched on a second ago that Dylan Freimeyer, of course, being one of our great guests. Dylan James, if you will, he just left us a message there, and I just want to touch on that a little bit and thank him. You know, it was kind of his between GB, myself, and Dylan kind of coming up with this crazy idea of this podcast. You know, and just him and Gary too giving us this platform to come on and you know, connect with you guys every week, you know. And like I said, it's a cool way for us to stay in touch in between shows, you know. So we have like 3 or 4 weeks to fill in between every SHW show. So the fact that we get to come on here and kind of help fill in the storylines or fill in the cool stuff going on, or have cool guests to interview, it's been a thrill for us and a real treat. So tip of the hat to Dylan there. I know he was thanking us, but I want to thank him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
For
And thanks to all of our guests that have been on and just made this even more exciting and informative and personal than it already is. Because, you know, like I said, you get to see us, you get to know us a little bit better, dressed down out of the suits and jackets and the bling and all, just chill and home and just being us and actually really loving SHW as we do and sharing that with you guys. It's just so fun. You know, I mean, is there a better word? It's just fun. I enjoy this. Bless you, GB.
Thank you.
I enjoy this. That's fun. Bless your heart.
Yeah, no. This is really a major privilege, and it's been just amazing to watch how we've all grown over these 100 episodes, both in and out of SHW. Shout out to you, Diana, because I think having you on the show has just added another layer to what we do, and it is really a part of the show that, you know, with you being here, it just doesn't feel right with you not being here. You know, you add so much. And it's interesting as I think about it, there aren't a lot of podcasts, whether they represent promotions or not, that have the voices of women on there. And so you get to really represent that in the way that you do, and you bring all of who you are to this. And so it is just amazing to have you here as part of what we do. And so obviously I love you a whole lot, and I'm glad that we get to do this journey together. And to you, Brandon, I think Dylan said something that was so key that enough people don't know. And that is, you really do so much more for this promotion than the promotion will ever say. And so I'm always the one that'll step out there. And if I get hit for it later, so be it. It's happened once before, and I lived through it. Right. So, but you have really launched so many things to help better this promotion, from, you know, how we handle commentary in terms of the organic nature of it and the specifics behind it, to, you know, some of the technical things that you do to make sure sound is right so that the publication sounds good, to you pretty much orchestrating this podcast and producing it and laying it all out. I mean, the cool thing is this: what people don't know, this happens in other promotions, but it doesn't happen here. We have been honored to not get micromanaged by the people who run the promotion, whether that's Gary or Dylan or our new booker these days, right? We don't get micromanaged. We are trusted to be able to carry this promotion out and talk about things and, you know, make sure we uphold all of the things that we're supposed to uphold. And Brandon often goes in his own pocket, makes sure certain things happen. He's innovative, he is creative, and he doesn't get enough flowers for what he does. And he cares about this stuff way more than people can imagine. You know, he'll be the one to say, oh gosh, that doesn't sound right. That's not right. And I wish they do that. And I wish they do. And nobody's asking him to do it. He does it because it's what he cares about. So I want to tell you, man, we honor you.
Yes.
Appreciate you. SHW, let me just say this. SHW doesn't happen, doesn't look as good, doesn't sound as good, doesn't feel as good without you doing what you do. And so thank you for how you've allowed this podcast to be an offshoot of your passion for SHW in this business. And we all owe you a debt of gratitude. So thank you, kind sir. And I'm glad I get to do this wrestling journey with the both of you guys, because you guys are freaking stars.
Well,
there we go.
Absolutely. Thank you. And no, Diana's the one that gets choked up now. Wait, come on now.
Really?
GB.
Let it go, man. It's 100
Oh my God,
episodes.
if you start, I'm going to start.
But seriously, you know why I had to say that? Because you do so much and people don't know.
Yeah.
And then the people that do know, expect it so much because you do it so much that they never think, oh, we need to tell them thanks, you know? So, you know,
that's your equipment.
That part.
That's your,
it's
your
table.
Have loaded up your table, everything,
all
that's yours. And nobody asked you, hey, is this costing you any money? Or, you know, it's just part of the show. It's part of what makes SHW great. And I don't know another promotion that has the quality that we have because of you. I mean, honestly.
Absolutely. From day one, I have to say that part. From day one. So before we got there, he was there. He knew what the stuff looked like. And he said it of his own self. You know what? I think we can make this better.
Yeah.
And he went out, purchased equipment, you know, which is why if you see us standing and screaming when wrestlers come over to our table.
Yeah, tell Larry. Larry's the one that wrote about us in that report.
Come get my table. Just come get my table.
Look, they think we're whatever. No, it's his stuff that he paid for. So I feel his pain, and I'm up screaming just as bad because if it breaks, we're all in trouble.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why, because again, it's an extension of him. So again, I wanted to make sure you got your flowers. You understand just how valuable that is, man. And I want the whole world to know it. When y'all see him, y'all show him some love because you don't get to hear this stuff or see this. He's going to produce this. Like he does all of this and he doesn't have to.
Will, man.
Like for real.
Listen, I am so very appreciative of everything y'all are saying. This is a celebration of 100 episodes, not a celebration of me. So I do appreciate
it. But 100 episodes don't happen if you don't.
Wouldn't have one episode if it wasn't for you. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So just take your flowers.
All right, I'll take the flowers. But here's the thing too that I want y'all to know. A lot of what I do, I couldn't do it without the two of you. So just know that. Just know that. And everybody, be sure you give the flowers back to Diana and GB as well, because they are a huge part of what we do at SHW. And GB, of course, puts it all out there a little more eloquently than I can. But just know.
The knowledge base. My God, the knowledge base of wrestling, anything pop culture. I don't know how you hold it all. Your head should be like this big.
It's back here.
It's all in the hair.
Oh, it's in your bun.
That's what's in the bun, not snacks.
Yeah, you hear that, Cheyenne? Not snacks.
I probably just put myself on a poster just because of that.
I think you and I are both going back on the poster.
Yeah. Oh well.
Anyways, man, I love you guys. I do.
We love you, man.
I do. What a fun
genuine
episode.
Love fest here.
And
and we have merch now.
Really watch us. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. We're all about each other right now. We're kind of like, we just forgot everybody was watching, but you know, whatever.
But hey, that it's the authenticity of who we are. That's what makes it work. And as you can see, we have merch for our podcast. That's one of the things that's happening. You can check it out at prowrestlingtees.com/SHW pod. You can get this shirt. You can get Diana's shirt. You can get both of these shirts. One of this shirt's in multiple colors too. So you can go ahead and
red, blue.
Yeah. So check all that out at prowrestlingtees.com/SHW pod. All the shirts are there. Get some for you, your children, your loved ones. Go ahead and do that, and that'll be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. While we're doing the plugs, of course, social media, Instagram, Twitter, SHW Pod. Follow us on Facebook, which is maybe where you're watching us right now. Facebook.com/SHW Pod. Man, we're all over the place. So just, YouTube.com/SHW Pod. SHW Pod. Just remember that. That's important.
That part.
But again, thank you so much to not only you guys, but also a big thank you to all the folks that sent in those little video messages that we aired throughout the show. That was so cool. I can't thank those guys and girls enough. Just so cool. Easy, Diana. Easy. We're almost through. We're almost through the whole thing.
I'm telling you, man, that got me.
Made it.
We're almost there.
But well, before we wrap up here, I do know that if you've been keeping up with us on social media, you saw this past week we started to announce some matches for the upcoming show September 9th. And it's going to be SHW 43. And it's also being dubbed SHW Dishonor. That's what the poster says.
So would that be SHW Dishonor 1?
Sure, yeah.
Uh-oh.
or SHW 43, which is what I will prefer to
Yeah,
call it.
let's just stick with the 43.
But yeah, that poster, y'all saw that poster. It's got all the members of Contra on there. Hey.
God bless.
But anyways, some of them sent us in video messages, so I guess I should be nice for this day only, and then moving forward, we'll see what happens. But
I don't know if they're leader approved, so
yeah,
there's
it's
that.
good.
Well, that's the thing. Contra is a unit, it seems, but it looks like Carly's on his, he's in business for himself, and so is Joe.
Well, who's going to stop either of them?
Not me.
I don't think they'll get in trouble for a message to us.
You know what?
I hope not.
Far be it from us, as GB might say, to stir the. Hey, look at what we're doing here. It wouldn't be a podcast, an episode of SHW. This is our wrestling
You need
without.
to put your spoon on the wall.
Oh, if it wasn't so far away, I'd go get it, but it's on the other side of the place in the kitchen. But yeah, the pot with the wooden spoons.
Yes.
By the way, that's one of my favorite pictures that the great Corey Tatum from Wrestling Snapshots took of us. One of our headshots of us stirring the pot.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a T-shirt right there. What are we waiting for?
I told you a
Yeah.
long time ago when that first started. So get the merch.
You need to make that and make it one of these great 8x10s there.
Yeah.
I almost promoted that, but then I was like, oh no, we're not ready to promo that yet.
You know,
but coming
what?
soon.
Yeah,
coming soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
Coming soon.
Anyways, I started talking about photos, and it made me think, oh, why not? Throw a little plug there. What were we doing? Yeah, we were wrapping up here.
That's what we were doing.
That's
Yeah.
what we were. Anyways, unless you guys have anything else, I just want to again thank the fans. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride for sure.
And more to come.
More to come. Just getting started.
Oh,
absolutely. Well, hey, until we talk to you guys again next week, the same bat time, same bat channel, all that good stuff. This has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.